sober was a very difficult task to even begin to think about undertaking. I mean, okay, it was really bizarre for me to go from being a pretty normal stoner to popping pills every single day without fail for months on end, because I figured the whole like doing harder drugs thing was kind of something everybody did at like 15 or 16, and you were just smoking weed and doing drugs and going to events, and that was kind of what it was like for me. That was what it was like, and all my friends around me and the groups I surrounded myself with were participating in that same thing, so it was very easy to brush that off even when I could tell it was becoming a problem. But once the pills started every single day, I was like, maybe this is something that is not super great. And I got sober for like 60 days. I remember I quit cold turkey, and that was a really big achievement to me, and I was really proud. And when I inevitably relapsed, it was so fucking heartbreaking, and I figured, okay, well, that's over. I should just keep going. And I'm an addict because I love a deal, okay? I'm an addict because I love to save money. And it's like a problem because I will buy more just because buying more at one amount is cheaper than buying two small amounts at different times. And even though if I bought two small amounts at different times, I would probably use less. I just didn't like the idea because I knew that I would be buying more later. So I bought a lot at once to save money, and also just actually to save money. And that kind of led me to realize, like, whenever I buy for myself, I can't not buy a lot, and I can't not fall back into addiction. So how am I going to relapse without buying stuff for myself? And how am I going to stay sober if every time I'm sober for a long period of time, I end up, the cravings just get so bad, or something in my life happens and I feel like I can't stay sober? So the solution was to do that stupid fucking NAAA saying, take it one day at a time. But instead of being completely sober, it's like acknowledging to myself that I will become unsober at a specific point. If someone offers me something at a party, if my friend has something, if this, if that, and I was still gonna smoke weed. And realizing that I don't have to buy for myself, but I also don't have to trap myself in this prison of like, I'll never do it again, I'll never touch it again, because when I do that, it becomes so much worse. It becomes so much worse for myself. I put all of this expectation and all this pressure on myself that I have to never touch it again, that when I do it, I just immediately fall back in super hard because I think, well, my progress is gone, I might as well just commit. And I think understanding that sobriety looks different for everybody, including like some people can quit cold turkey and never go back. Some people take a really long time to go cold turkey with a lot of relapsing, and some people never go cold turkey, but they lessen their intake over a long period of time. And that's the one that helps for me the most, because I never had the determinants, the perseverance to just completely say, like, I'm done. And it's only now that everything started to fall into place, because maybe my brain matured enough, or maybe I just saw the effects of addiction on people very close to me and realized I just can't fall down that path. Because now that I see a future for myself where I actually live long and achieve accomplishments and pursue the things that I love to do in life, I just can't see how doing any drug at all for a long time, or not as like a very, very rare special occasion, I just can't see how that's something that I would want in my life. But it takes a long time to get there. That's an entire mindset changed from everything I've ever known, from thinking I would die in like 2 years at all points in my life. I was gonna die in 2 years, and now that I'm seeing myself dying in a much longer amount than 2 years. Oh my god, that's my bus. My old bus from when I was in high school. Ugh, ew. I can kind of realize that, like, no, I don't want to live that life, and it felt like it all just kind of happened without me thinking about it. Like, I quit carts, like, THC pens, and because I didn't like how they made me feel, I was always throwing up. The high wouldn't even happen, because baby, I could kill a 2 gram in like a fucking 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. And eventually you abuse it for that long, man, you just don't really feel those effects. And yeah, I just mean, like, and then I quit my weed intake by a lot, and I basically stopped doing my drug of choice and like harder drugs, your snortables, your pills, or whatever. And then I just kind of realized it's not the path I want to take. But in my head, I'm still not like, oh, I'm dead sober, I'm completely sober. Because if I do that, I'm just gonna relapse so much harder. I'm gonna give in, I'm gonna buy a bunch of shit. So I know that if someone offers me something, I'll still say yes, or maybe I won't even say yes, because people have offered me stuff recently and I've been like, no. And yeah, I don't know. Sobriety is weird. Learning how to be comfortable with yourself and sober with yourself is weird, and wanting that is even weirder, because it's a very gradual thing. I had this mindset where I would just do it with my friends, and then I was still buying stuff, or I was still seeking out people to give me stuff. But now it's just a very much so go with the flow thing. I'll see what I want if the opportunity is offered to me, but I don't want the opportunity to be offered to me, which is super unique. And honestly, I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself. That's it. Bye.